Right, so the beloved iPhone 6s and OG iPhone SE might finally be dropped from iOS support with the launch of iOS 16. So let's delve into it, but first make sure to like and subscribe for the latest Apple news and rumors. And with that being said, let's just tuck in. Right, so this information's coming from iPhone Soft. They apparently know someone running an early internal version of iOS 16, and so as a result, they have information on which devices are gonna be dropped. And well, iOS-wise, the iPhone 6s, the iPhone 6s Plus, and also the OG iPhone SE is gonna lose support. And well, iPad-wise, the iPad mini 4, the iPad Air 2, the iPad 5, and also the 2015 iPad Pro models are also going to lose support. So it seems the threshold to get iOS 16 support is to have an A10 chip. Anything below that is going to be killed off. Now do note, iPhone Soft in the past did say the iPhone 6s and SE would lose support with iOS 15, which of course we know was not the case. But this time, I do think the chances of this happening are pretty high because, number one, the iPhones have had support for many years now, but also, of course, iOS 15 was an SE in terms of updates, and so of course, it did make sense that Apple still supported the 6s and SE since the features and updates were pretty minor. But also do remember the iPhones below the XS missed out on a ton of features because of their chip, and so the limitations of the older iPhones are definitely starting to appear, so it makes sense that Apple begins killing off these iPhones, and of course begins with the oldest, which is the 6s and also the SE. And to be fair, I'm not complaining because the SE and the 6s are phones that came out more than 5 years ago, and so the fact they were supported for this long is pretty impressive either way. And also do remember that just because these phones do lose support does not make them completely redundant. For example, I have the OG SE with iOS 15, and the performance is surprisingly decent, and so even if these phones are stuck with iOS 15, the performance should be fine for a few more years, but then of course there will be a point when apps no longer support iOS 15, and to be honest, by that point, these phones are going to be super old, and I'm sure many of you guys hanging on to these older phones would of course eventually upgrade. Also another point, but Apple does continue giving security updates to older iPhones, and so yes, even if these phones do lose iOS 16 support, they will be fine on iOS 15 for a few more years. And yeah, it's basically the same story with the iPads. Apple has done a very good job supporting these older iPads, and so I can't blame them if they do decide to finally kill them off. I mean, do remember that Android phones get a max of 3 years in terms of support, whereas the iPhone 6s, released all the way back in 2015, has now had a whopping 6 years of support. And so yes, that alone is pretty impressive. These phones can now rest and Apple can kill them off. And so yes, because iOS 15 was a pretty minor update, I'm expecting big upgrades with iOS 16, and so for those big new features, Apple killing off the slower hardware is not a massive issue. But guys, tell me your thoughts. Do you think Apple's going to keep supporting these older iPads and iPhones, or do you think they're pretty much on the cutting board? Anyways, thank you for watching guys, make sure to like and subscribe for the latest Apple news and rumors. Check out the video in the card above on details regarding the M2 iPad Pro, and on that note, I'll see you guys in the next one. See ya peeps!